Hey guys, what's up? So we're going to be talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, specifically the trailer. So basically I'm going to go into the trailer and I'm going to pause it sporadically. I'm not going to be talking over the trailer. I honestly hate it. I don't like that format where you're just talking over the trailer. It's not fun. So instead I'm going to stop it sporadically and I'm going to break it down. Break it down from a trailer perspective. I actually used to work in trailer industry, but also from what does this mean? What are they trying to represent? Gauge my thoughts on the matter. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I will be pausing it sporadically. That's also for copyright issues. Okay, let's go into it.
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
Okay. I just need to stop it right before it gets into stuff. There's something that's really interesting about, I've seen that shot a few times where the shield enters the wood, and I think there's even a line in one of the other trailers or an ad that I've been seeing where he says like it's heavy or there's weight to it. That's something to note actually, is the shield seems to have more weight than it did in previous iterations. I'm not saying that the shield itself is different. The way that they're utilizing the shield, it's physics, it has weight to it. And I'm not saying that it's any different. It's just you could tell in that shot. Even the way that they did it. I can show it again. But that shot, the way the camera moves, it has weight to it, and there's purpose to that. And I think it's to symbolize that the shield has weight. And I think we're probably going to gauge that from a lot of the trailer. That's my guess.
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
Okay. Pause right there. Marvel tends to do things that they want to do regardless of having to explain it, but he doesn't have this serum in him. I don't even remember when Sam Wilson takes up the mantle in the comics if he gains this serum or not. I'm not 100% certain. But that was very impressive. One of the reasons why the shield works is because Cap's brain is almost like a supercomputer in the way it processes information. So that was really cool and that was really interesting. I do love this training segment. I hope the training is a big part of the actual show.
That shield represents a lot of things to a lot of people.
Okay.
Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning.
Okay. So, okay, I think we can gauge that from both the way Bucky and the way Sam talk about things. This is like, there's so much weight of the homage of Steve's Captain America. I think they know how meaningful Chris Evans' Cap was to us, and I think they're trying to root that as opposed to just forget about it and this is a new iteration. I don't know if that's going to be a big part of the show, but it seems like that's at least something that they're trying to showcase here because they know that was important to us. We don't want it to just be like, oh, you've tossed the mantle over, cool, now you can forget about it. No, I think it's going to be about like, can I fill those shoes? And I think maybe they'll realize that they can only fill it together, which is kind of cool. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but I think that'd be kind of cool.
We need someone to inspire us again.
Okay.
The world's more complicated now.
I just wanted to pause at that the way they did that. It looks like they're exploiting the image of Cap there. That looked kind of like the high five on stage, doing marching and things like that. And like Cap was never about that. If you remember, that almost seems like a homage to the first Captain America where Steve had to like play just like this person until he realized that it wasn't about that. He didn't just have to be the face. He could inspire people with action. And I'm curious if that's the direction they're trying to go. That like it's that they can inspire, but it's not about being a figurehead. It's about what you do. It's about what you represent. Cap's moral compass was like bigger than his ability to fight people. He was weaker than most people until he got Thor's hammer, to be honest. So I think that would be interesting. The shots of Falcon, really. they're getting so much better.
This world is ours. There's no going back.
It doesn't have to be a war.
Okay. This is interesting because a lot of times in trailers they tend to show like the whole plot. I don't feel like this is doing that. I don't know who those people are. Are they metahumans? I mean, they're punching through stuff. I feel like there's enough technology to not 100% make that believe that those are metahumans. It might just be technology. We don't know. But okay, if they're metahumans, okay, so they're fighting metahumans. Don't really know what it's for. Or maybe our guess would be like it's a rebellion against a corrupt system. Don't know what that corrupt system is. They already took down S.H.I.E.L.D., but I'm curious. It could be some interesting things. You know, I have no idea. Maybe like their shining pony boy Cap is gone, so now metahumans are again like not beloved, and they think it's their time to shine. That almost sounds like X-Men, but we'll see.
He already is.
By the way, actually, I'm gonna go back for a second. That shot is really nice.
There's no going back.
That almost is a cool thing because one, the use of color saturation is really interesting, and the color palette that they use is really great there. It's red, which I'm not a big believer in like colorism, but you know, a lot of times like blue was to represent some sort of neutrality, green was to represent some sort of like destitute, and they've done that a lot. They use different color filters, and in this one it was a lot of use of red while they're going down, spiraling down. So it could represent a lot of things about like they're spiraling down. You don't have to read too heavily into things. It's just like fun things to see whether or not they actually did that for a reason or not. That was the first thing I noticed. It was red, which tends to represent danger, and then it was them spiraling down, and it was a well choreographed shot.
It doesn't have to be a war.
He already is.
We can't lose this fight.
Yeah, I can't even tell who the enemy is.
If we do this, we're gonna do it our own way.
So pause there. One of the shots I didn't. Yeah, okay, that shot. I don't really think that was 100% necessary.
We can't lose this fight.
So he blocks the bullets here. Cool. And then the bullets are just bouncing. I think they're just trying to show. So this is something that they do often in trailers. It's something we do in the industry a lot, which is some of the scenes that have a little bit more intense cinematography, especially if we're doing more story-driven narrative and we have maybe like a wide shot, then we'll cut it with a closer shot, which is nice, but I don't know. This is just to show cinematic impact, which I do think showing good cinematography in a trailer like emotionally draws you to like want to watch it, which is 100% what you should do. I just think maybe this shot was a little unnecessary. Just like the bouncing bullets. A little bit of a cliche, but okay. Not that bad, just wanted to point it out.
Do this. We're gonna do it our own way.
Homage to Bucky's knife thing, which is probably arguably one of the most popular choreographed moves, which is the knife catch between him and Cap. Yeah, wow, with these Falcons. Okay, so like that scene, that's a good shot. Who is it? Ooh, cool. We wanna see who it is. Like, who is it that's fighting and is clearly awesome too. They like to show that a lot. That's a good scene. I like that because it shows that it's not just like these two, like it's the Bucky and Sam show. It's like their rise, but also that there's other characters that we can become invested in. And that little shot did that. They did some story ones where like the girl said like the war's already here. Cool, we want to know who she is. But then there also some choreographed shot because remember this is going to be an action series. Oh, okay. He's a little that little frame cameo of Peggy's niece. That's cool. I'll go back. Sorry, I'm cutting a lot. Oh, was that Peggy? Maybe it might have been Peggy. Ah.
So we're partners, co-workers, not necessarily a team. No. look damn good, though.
That was a fun line. So there was a lot, but I really wanted to play that like last 10 seconds. Wow. Okay. So one, I may be wrong. That person fighting might actually be Peggy's niece. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. My bad. It might be her, but I'm not 100% certain. One thing that I really liked from that is, first, they bring in one of the best relationships, at least the way they've done in the MCU, of Falcon and Bucky, is the fact that like they don't like each other per se, but maybe that it'll become a deep-rooted friendship. And I think that's a dynamic that one, Sam and Cap didn't have, neither did Cap and Bucky. This is like a very different thing. You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like those like 80s, 90s action comedies. It's one of those. It's like a homage to that, and that's cool. And hopefully they do that well. If you can modernize that, I think a lot of people would enjoy that. So that's great. It's already showing us that there's going to be some character growth, maybe some trust that's going to have to be built. And even though that's something that we can predict, doesn't mean that it's not enjoyable to like want to see. So that's making me excited, because you can't just build something up in terms of action. You could, and you probably still watch it because it's Marvel and it's Disney and like cool, but there's more to that than that. And I think that they're doing a good job of that, of us wanting to be invested in the storyline. I'm curious where it's going to go. The last thing I wanted to say, and I mentioned it a few times over like, okay, Falcon shots are usually kind of cool. I don't know if you guys noticed how much more they've put into the production value of those shots. Like, heavily more. Because Falcon was always like a side character, so he could just do cool moves in those moments. No, in this, it was like every time he's doing something, it's like very larger than life production value, and that's great, and I'm glad they're clearly invested in that. I'm really hoping that those aren't just the big production value shots of Falcon and the rest is a lot weaker. That is very common in trailers. They have a lot of money, so I could see them doing more, because it seems like it's a little bit more grounded. So if it's a little bit more grounded, they can up the production value. The production value of Cap's shield has increased a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot. The way that they do the physics was always great. It's up more. You feel the weight, you feel the impact more, which is great. The shots of Falcon is just almost more bird-like. We didn't get to see a lot of Bucky, which is interesting. I don't know if that's because Falcon's the one who's like been given the mantle, but yeah, they didn't show a lot of Bucky. Maybe Bucky's fighting is going to be a little bit more grounded. I was interested to see more of that, and they didn't show it, and that's cool. I have something to look forward to watching the show now, and they did a good job of that. I'm excited. I didn't learn much about the plot, but I'm excited to learn more about the plot. That's pretty much all you ever hope for in a trailer. All right, guys, if you have other trailers you want me to look at, put in the comment section. I'm happy to review. This is super fun. I love reviewing actual videos. And on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next one.